Hey guys, it's Mr. Gary coming to you with Story Time with Mr. Gary. Now, normally I do this live, but today at this time I will be training a whole bunch of doctors and nurses in the hospital how to work with adults and children with autism. So I didn't want to miss you and all of our fans that we have. So I'm pre-recording this, the one this week and next week for you all. And the story we're reading today is Edward the Hero. This is the Thomas the Tank Engine. Now, my son Christopher, if you know us, if you know Mr. Gary or my son Chrissy, you know that Chris is a Thomas the Tank Engine fanatic. We go every single year to Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, and we ride on Thomas the Tank Engine and Percy. So, again, Edward the Hero. Edward's like a blue engine, and the thing with the engines of the island of Sodor, their thing is they always want to be a very useful engine. And kind of what I always told Chrissy, like you want to be a very useful engine, Chris. You want to always do good and try to do good. So, and I know all of you, who do we got joining us today? Probably Riley and Anthony. I said hello to you guys. So Riley and Anthony. Sometimes Anthony goes by Tony, but usually he prefers Anthony. And we have Jaden and Faith and Sky and Tommy and Skylin and Connor ER and Connor OR and Pono. Who else do we have, Brittany, that I'm missing? Adrian. Adrian's usually our first one on. So hello, Adrian. I didn't even forget about you. So one day, Edward pulled into Knapford Station where he saw Thomas, and Thomas was real excited. There's Thomas. Sir Topham Hatt has a very important job for you, Thomas beeped. He wants you to work with Harold as the rescue engine. You will be Edward the Hero. And Harold's the helicopter. Now, Edward is what I would describe great engine, but he's a bit of a worrywart. He was always worried if he could do something or not. So Edward thought that he would like to be a hero, but he was worried. He wasn't sure that he'd be very good at it at all. In fact, he didn't have any clue how to be a hero. Look at those eyes like, oh my goodness, I don't know. I want to be a hero, but I don't know how. So all of a sudden, Gordon. Now, Gordon's like the biggest and strongest, most powerful engine in all of the island of Sodor, right? He's huge and strong. He's kind of like the boss of all the engines. So Gordon raced through the station, pushing Rocky. There's Rocky. Pushing Rocky, and Gordon was strong and fast and stern. Now, stern means like tough, and I mean what I'm saying, like that kind of, not necessarily nasty, but kind of tough. And Edward thought, oh, Gordon's a hero. I must be more like him. And he puffed out of the station. So he always looked up to Gordon because Gordon was great, but Gordon had a way about him. And he was kind of stern and strong. So Edward was thinking, since Gordon was the biggest and strongest engine, he must be just like him to be a hero. So Edward's driving down the track, trying to be strong, trying to be fast, trying to be stern, and he saw Charlie. That's Charlie, right? Charlie looking really sad. Look at that sad face Charlie has. And Charlie had forgotten all the jokes he wanted to tell the children because he loved riding the children across the island of Sodor, and he forgot all his jokes. So Edward always had a bunch of jokes. So Edward told Charlie some more jokes, and he made him jiggle and giggle. I like that. Jiggling and giggling at the same time. You're very funny, chuffed Charlie, and Charlie huffed off. So that made Edward happy that he helped out Charlie, but he was remembering something, and he was like, oh, dear, he said with a sigh, I wasn't strong or fast or stern at all. I was just funny, and I must be harder to be a hero. I need to be tougher to be a hero. I can't just be funny to be a hero, right? So further down the line, Dewagger Hat, that's the Fat Controller, and that's his name, Sir Topham Hatt, that's his wife, Dewagger Hat, she stood on the platform and she was looking really worried. She had set her suitcase to Marin Station by mistake. Can you imagine that? Sent it to the wrong station entirely. Edward raced to fetch it and brought it back safely to her. Oh, you were so very kind, Mrs. Hatt said to Edward. Just kind, Edward said and sighed again. I must try harder to be a hero. I have to be strong and fast and stern to be a hero. Just can't be funny and kind. That's not going to do anybody any help, right? Or maybe it will. So then Edward saw Farmer McColl's little dog. Look at that. Little dog like Mr. Gary's little dog, Lily. Mr. Cole's little dog. And he was lost. The dog was lost, and he was scared of the engine. He was so scared of Edward because Edward's so big. So Edward slowed down, went real slow, didn't blow any whistles, and he edged closer and closer until the dog became comfortable and jumped aboard. And then Edward took the dog all the way back to Farmer McColl. Oh, that's pretty nice. That was really, really nice. And Farmer McColl was like, Edward, you're the man. You are so very gentle, Edward. Farmer McColl said happily, thank you. And Edward puffed away. Oh, no, I was just gentle. So I've been gentle and funny and kind. I wasn't strong or fast or stern. Oh, I have to try harder to be a hero. I don't have this hero stuff down at all. Kind of a failure of being a hero. This is what Edward's saying to himself, right? So Edward finally arrived at the rescue center, and Harold wasn't there. Howard the helicopter wasn't there. And he goes, oh, he must have left without me. Edward said sadly, I'm just not strong enough or fast enough or strong or stern enough. And Edward slowly puffed back to Knapford Station to tell Sir Topham Hatt that he just wasn't a hero, that he needs to pick another engine because Edward thought he just couldn't do it, right? I always liked Edward. He was one of my favorites. Percy the engine, number 6 ring engine, is my all-time favorite. But Edward's number 2. So on the way there, he passed Farmer McColl, who called out. Guess what the Farmer McColl said? Hey, there he is, Edward the hero. And a little later, he passed Charlie, who called out the same thing. There he is, Edward the hero. But Edward didn't understand. I'm not a hero, he said. How can I be a hero? I wasn't fast or strong or stern like Gordon. I don't know what these people are talking about. So we finally arrived back at Knapford Station. That's my son's favorite station, by the way, Knapford Station. And Mrs. Hatt was there, and she called out, there he is, Edward the hero. And Edward said, but I'm not a hero. I wasn't strong or fast or stern. And Sir Topham Hatt. See Sir Topham Hatt? I was like Sir Topham Hatt. And Sir Topham Hatt said, no, you weren't, said Topham Hatt. You were kind and funny and gentle. You are a hero. Edward, just by being yourself, you're a hero. And Edward beamed from buffer to buffer. Now, buffer are these little things on the front and back, so when they stop and they hit the post, they don't damage themselves. They just buffer up. That's why they're called buffers. So just Edward being Edward, the wonderful, useful engine that he was able to be a hero. And what I always love about Britt Alcoff, he's the one that writes all the Thomas the Tank Engine stories. What I love about the Thomas the Tank Engine stories, because he always says, just be true to yourself. And if you're good and kind and gentle and funny, you're going to be one of the best people out there. So on behalf of Mr. Gary and all your grown-ups who love you. Hopefully you enjoyed our Tate session of story time with Mr. Gary. I'm Mr. Gary. And next week's book is What Pet Should I Get by the one and only incredibly incredible writer, Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss. So please turn into next week. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope I said hello to everybody. Oh, Daniel Osborne. I didn't think I said hello to Daniel Osborne. Hello, Daniel Osborne. And my son Christopher is definitely watching this one because he loves when his dad reads some of Thomas the Tank Engine stories. So until then, God bless. Mr. Gary loves you. See you next week, guys.